And welcome back to Daily Dirty. I'm your host, John Croft. Hope everybody's doing well. Today is Happy New Year, so Happy New Year's to everybody. Hopefully everybody's got some good resolution. Get them black eyed peas and some cornbread, some greens, whatever is good for you. Just wanted to give a little quick shout out to everybody and see how we are doing. So, as far as us, New Year's resolutions. That's going to be today's topic, real quick. So, a few things that the wife and I are working on this year. I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I think I said that previously. But what I do believe in is trying to be better this year than the person I was before. So working on some new things. Like I said, I'm working on getting that server back there up and going. I got a couple other things, some standalone servers and things like that to get my lab going for doing some Red Hat and some SQL. I just never really got into software, honestly. But gonna be working on that soon. Just still working on the internet, the waveform quad mini we received, but whenever I ordered the longer cables, I got my J pole in to get it mounted on the side of the house. But whenever I ordered the cables, because I didn't go with the waveform because I'm not spending $100 for 10 feet. But I kind of understand why. So I got another quad cable that works for it that's 10 feet that was way cheaper. I think it was like 30 something bucks, right? But the ends didn't quite fit up, so I ordered some fittings, and then when I ordered those, they ended up being the wrong fittings, so I had to order some adapters. It's just like, geez. So those should come in on Friday. I did do kind of a little bit of test with it running the Ethernet cable from the modem to my PC, just see how the speeds were a little bit quicker versus Wi-Fi, and they're a lot faster. My upload speed, I think, got up to like 15. Download, I'm not too really concerned about. If I stick around the 150 to 200, I think it'll be just fine for what we got going on out here. Streaming wise, you got to have some good upload, and that's kind of my main concern. The cool thing about, and I'm not sponsored by them or anything, but the cool thing about Waveform is, like, they ask for your number and stuff like that, and they hit you up and ask how your experience is, if there's anything they can help you out with, and location wise and all this other kind of stuff. So the support is just spot on. I mean, the gentleman I talked to was just really cool. I kind of know. I was like, well, right now I'm waiting on this and that and all this other kind of stuff. And he didn't come back and say, well, you got to buy these cables. He was really cool about it. He's like, well, once you kind of get that set up, and he goes, sometimes higher isn't always better, because you're going to get a lot of noise while you're up there. And I was like, but I have a ton of trees around me, so I got to get at least somewhere where it's thinned out. And he was like, and having a metal roof. And he's like, well, make sure you get away from the roof far enough too, because that can cause some issues. So I'm working that angle, but I'm really excited about this year. My wife and I kind of talked things over, and we're probably going to stay here for this year and kind of get our finances straight, get our credit up, and things like that. That way, when we do move, it's not moving to a new place with the same problems, basically, is what we're trying to do. There's a lot of moving parts within that. I'm working on getting a second gig until I can get everything straight with learning how to do more of the SQL and Red Hat, and try to get maybe some Python or scripting in there. Just things that jobs, would have hired me for if I had that skill set on top of what I already have. Because you can't have one or two skills these days and having a job. They want you to wear a lot of hats, and if you can't wear a lot of hats, and the most important thing is you can have a ton of certs. I got all kinds of certifications in virtualization, but everything's kind of moving towards more of the AI, AWS, and things like that, cloud. And I got a little bit that I kind of worked on with that. It's just boring. Gosh, it's so boring. It just bores me to death. But you got to make sacrifices. So that's what I'm doing. I'm going to try to get up and learn more software-based things and give myself at least 6 months. I'm not looking to get another certification right now. Now, if I get a job and they say, hey, well, we'll hire you, but you got to get a certification within this certain amount of time, then I would do it then. But other than that, it's just a piece of paper. I got certs that I don't even do anything with, and I've had them for a hot minute. So that's going to be kind of the game plan. I just want to give everybody kind of a heads up that I will be hopefully working on a little bit of the screen sharing that I talked about, that click champ, and kind of going through some of the things I did to set up my server. If anybody's interested in that, I mean, there's a bunch of videos of people out there. I mean, I got a Power Edge 710. I got to reach out to a buddy of mine. I think he was gonna hook me up with I think he had a 720 or a 730 for real cheap. That's, it's kind of souped up. So I'm gonna talk to him and see if he still has it. And I think it's just a drive to get to him. See if we can meet up and kind of get that to kind of add to the inventory. I also have a couple laptops that you can actually turn into, host as well to set up your cluster. And I'll get into all that a little bit later. Um, so that's really exciting. And the positivity thing, I talked a lot about mental struggle and stuff like that. Things get a little bit easier. I mean, it's at the beginning of the year and we set all these goals and things like that. And the one thing that I'm learning is setting up a list of short term and some long terms. And then just whenever I mark something off, it's just hopefully going to give me that extra boost to kind of jump into the next, goal in order to get. But I just want to say thank you, everybody that has looked at this. I don't even want to call it a podcast. I still don't know where I'm going on. There's still a few more things I need to learn to kind of make my videos a little bit more presentable. I mean, a lot of people put music and all this flashy shit. I don't know if I'm ever going to do that. I'm kind of looking into it, but I got a full plate with everything else going on. But I really hope everybody has a great New Year's Day. Everybody's trying to stay mentally positive the best that you can. Hopefully this is a better year to reach out to more people. And again, I don't really care about a whole lot of subscribers. If I do, I do. If I don't, I don't. But hopefully I'm just reaching out to people, kind of just cruise on by. If they see it, cool. Maybe it might help them out or even give them ideas to start your own, YouTube channel or podcast or whatever. And it's not easy for me. It might be easy for you. I don't know. It's not real easy for me. But that's the fun part, is being able to learn and try to grow and get a little bit better. But again, hopefully everybody has great blessings and whatever you believe in. Hopefully that's helping you prepare. I can't even say that word. Propel, maybe moving forward with better things this year. Just me, I'm going to try to be the best that I can this year and better than I was last year and see how things go. But again, thank you everybody for watching Daily Dirty Podcast or whatever I'm going to be doing with it. I'm your host, John Croft. Be safe.